Good evening. Welcome to another edition of Mi Gente on Air. Thank you for being with us here today. And I am in the Alpha Media Studios, and it's summer. Summer has officially started, and it's been a hot day this day. And I hope it's going to be hot this coming weekend because we got a great event that's happening in Saginaw. And I've got two guests today that I want you to hit them up with questions if you've got any questions. We got Rachel Caudley from the SVRC. She's the executive director, as well as Keisha Smith, who is the executive director for SEDC. So these are ladies that have a lot of knowledge. They have a lot of pull in the city of Saginaw. And I want you all, if you got a question or concern, just put it in the room and we'll try to address it. And we'll talk more about what their event is, which is called Shopping Sensational Shopping. What is it called?
Shop Sensational
Shop
Saginaw.
Sensational Saginaw.
It's a
All
tongue
right.
twister.
So join us in the room as we start Mi Gente on Air. Thank you.
Welcome to Mi Gente on Air on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com. Now, here is your host, Larry Rodarte.
Good evening. Welcome to another edition of Mi Gente on Air. Thank you for being with me here tonight. It is officially summer and it's a hot day in Saginaw, Michigan. And this weekend we have an event that's happening in downtown Saginaw. Now, I'm old enough to remember the ethnic festivals and the festivals that were happening in downtown Saginaw back in the day. And SVRC is putting on a great event that's happening this weekend, the 6th through the 8th, and it's called Shop Sensational Saginaw. And my guests today are Rachel Caudley. She's the executive director, I should say, of SVRC, as well as Keisha Smith, who is the executive director for SEDC. Now, what's SEDC? The Saginaw Economic Development Corporation. I used to sit on the board, so I remember very much, the name and all that it does. And we're going to talk about that because it's real important for anybody in the Saginaw, downtown Saginaw area, if you've got a business. And then this event itself is very important within the Great Lakes Bay region. So help me welcome today my guest to Mi Gente on Air. How are you doing, ladies?
Thank you for having us. Good.
Thank you.
Well, you know, that song was Nada, it's called Nada by Stephanie Montiel. It's her new single, and I wanted to play that because it had a great beat, and I feel like it's like drumming into summer. Didn't it sound like that?
Yes.
Yeah.
I saw you kind of swerving in your seat, and so I thought, wow, this is really cool. Good song. And Stephanie's a great friend of mine, and she is Tejano royalty down in Texas. But today we're going to talk about your event, which is called Shop Sensational Saginaw. Rachel, tell me how this came about.
So Shop Sensational Saginaw, this will be our second annual one. And how this came about was a collaboration between SVRC Marketplace, SEDC, and also CMURC. We are all small business organizations that really strive to ensure that everyone who has a small business dream, we help to make it into a reality. So we started Shop Sensational Saginaw per the Memorial Cup. So it was based on the Memorial Cup. We wanted to do something fun at the marketplace. And it was such a successful event because our community really supported it. And we're bringing it back for the second annual one.
Wow, and I remember that. I was in the what did they call it? The
food truck alley.
Food truck alley.
Yeah.
And you were taking away our customers. No, I'm just kidding. But no, it was such a phenomenal time last year.
It was.
And it was right around this time.
It was.
End of May. And it was wonderful to see that Saginaw was just vibing and thriving, and everything was happening downtown. And you know, like I said in the beginning of my live feed here, you know, I'm old enough to remember what the ethnic festival was in downtown. I don't know if you ladies do, but I know I was. And there was a time when downtown Saginaw, I remember being 5 years old. My mom, hand in hand with my mom, and shopping at Weekelman's, those old stores before the mall hit in 1972. So it tells you how old I am, right? This was like 1969, but it was phenomenal. You would
Mhm.
go downtown Saginaw, and it was just so thriving and
Mhm.
exciting and alive. And it's like if you can imagine the old downtowns of the 50s and 60s in rural America. And
Mhm.
so I love seeing what you're doing, Rachel, with SVRC, because I feel like that's really important that we have that downtown Saginaw as
Yeah.
well, you
Yes,
know,
keep it
because
thriving.
I
Yes.
I wish we could go back to that type of
Oh,
downtown.
yeah.
I don't know if we would ever be able to, but with the new medical stuff that's coming in the
Yes.
buildings, I think there's going to be a reversal somewhat in
Yes.
downtown. So
Yes.
tell me, Keisha, how is SEDC involved? And tell us what exactly, first of all, what SEDC is, unless you want me to. No, I'm just kidding. But go ahead. That's your baby.
All right. So SEDC is the Saginaw Economic Development Corporation. And what we do is we provide commercial lending to small businesses located in the city of Saginaw. We have two programs that we run year round. Our micro lending program, where you have the opportunity to borrow up to $35,000, or our macro lending program, where you have the opportunity to borrow up to $220,000. So the number one qualifier is that the business must be located in the city of Saginaw, within the city limits. And we have all of our information checklist. You could find us on the City of Saginaw's website. You just search for Saginaw Economic Development Corporation. Or you can email me at Keisha Smith at saginaw-mi.com. And so what we do is we provide those resources to small businesses for inventory, equipment, machinery, and commercial property. If you're a new business, you're looking to just a startup, or if you're looking to expand, or, buy a new piece of equipment or something of that nature. That's what SCDC is all about. So that's what we do.
So if I wanted to buy a food truck, I could actually go to SEDC
Yes,
and apply
definitely.
for a loan.
Yes,
Yeah, because
yes.
food trucks can be very expensive. You know,
Yes,
Yeah.
and up to
yes,
35,000 for that
Yes.
micro. So yeah,
yes.
anybody out there, I encourage you to look into SEDC. It's a great program. I mentioned I was on the board at one time. I think I served for about 10 years, believe it or not.
Really?
And it's a great program. And so I think that if SEDC can help you, and I believe at one time they even helped you with getting business plans written through Delta College. There was a collaboration partnership there or something. It's something that anybody who's in business should look into, right?
Yes, definitely. So that collaboration, it was with SBDC, and we still have that collaboration with SBDC, the Small Business Development Center, which is housed in Saginaw Valley School of Business. So if you need a business plan, they offer those services free of charge.
Well, a long time ago, and I'm talking about probably 20 years ago, there used to be a program that worked with SEDC, and it was with the Mid-Michigan Hispanic Business Association, as well as with their counterparts in the African American community. It was called the Minority Business Development Center. Did you ever hear about that?
I have not.
Oh, see, I got you. No, I'm telling my age, but yeah, and it was a good program too, because it assisted minority businesses to help and thrive. And part of that whole thing was how the Delta College collaboration partnership came under that actual organization. So
Wow.
I'm enlightening you today.
All right, a little bit of history.
Yeah, but tell me how SEDC got involved with SVRC.
All right. So SCDC has had a mobile office located inside of CMURC, and through that office there became a collaboration between the three entities, between SCDC, CMURC, and SVRC.
Okay, well, I'm going to stop you right there because that's a lot. CMU, tell me about that arm.
So CMURC is a small business incubator for small businesses whom are looking for a space or a office to rent. They need that startup portion. You can rent a desk, you can rent an office, and then they have collaborative space you can use like for meetings or in meeting with your employees and things of that nature. They have 24/7 access.
And where are they located?
And they're located on the second floor of the SVRC marketplace, inside of the SVRC marketplace. So
I'm getting all kinds of enlightenment today. Now I'm going to enlighten you again. Now I worked at the SVRC, but it was the Saginaw News, and it was on the second or third floor. I can't remember, but you would go into the newsroom, and it was a newsroom like you really would see in the movies.
Uh-huh.
It was so awesome. There'd be 30 of us reporters, and it was just so. I actually have dreams about that newsroom still
I
to
love
this
that.
day because it was just so,
Yeah.
impactful in my life. So SVRC, I'm glad that it's there, but I do miss Saginaw News.
Yeah, I actually have quite a few people who like to share their stories with me, which I absolutely love. I've heard about engagements. I've heard about breakups. I've heard about, memories of being a paper boy. So I love when individuals share that with me. I love that.
Oh, that's nice. That's
Yeah.
nice. So let's talk about Shop Sensational. What is it all going to entail?
So Shop Sensational Saginaw is going to entail fun, free community hype. I mean, we're so excited to bring it back, and this year we've really kind of changed it up quite a bit. So we're going to have live entertainment. We'll start with Friday night. Friday night is going to be from 5 to 10 p.m. We're focusing on food trucks. We have a lot of really great, amazing food trucks in our community, and we want to support them. So we're going to have a mini food truck alley on Water Street. Water Street will be closed. It's called Boots, Eats, and Beats. So it's rodeo style. We're going to have the two-steppers from Detroit. They're going to come and teach us line dances. So wear your boots, grab a hat from Latamia's Hat Boutique, grab a fan, and have some fun. We have Black Rose Band that's going to be there. They're from Flint. So they're going to be providing live entertainment for about 3 hours. We've got DJ Tool, one of the best DJs in the community that we absolutely love. Is her husband. So,
Wow.
So he's going to also be doing that as well. And we're going to have iMix Mobile. They're a bar that's going to be offering adult beverages. We have Good Ash Cigar Lounge that's going to be set up. I mean, we're just really excited for that Friday
And you
night.
got Gente.
And we got Gente.
And Mr. Petito Man
Mr.
there,
Petito
right?
Man.
And look, and I'm going to put this as a promo.
Oh, I love that.
Does anybody see
Perfect.
this? I don't know
Right?
if you
Yeah,
can, but
rodeo.
I found this picture of myself. Look at that. Just the other day, actually, like maybe 3 days ago. It was on an old slide that my parents had. It's rodeo, and I'm wearing a vest there, so it's kind of all meant to be. Isn't it weird how God works?
Oh, I love that.
Because
yes.
Keisha called me. She says, "Are you going to be in the food truck down with our event?" And I'm like, "Wait a minute! I got so much going on. I wasn't even aware it was this coming weekend. But it's June 6th through the 8th. That means Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Shop, eat, and vibe. That's kind of like the theme that they're talking about here.
Yes.
So anybody out there who's listening, it will be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And this show is going to be live streaming today through weekend, and then the broadcast will actually be on Saturday and Sunday. So a lot happening, with that. But let's talk about the food trucks that are going to be there. I'm going to be there, Mr. Petito Man.
Petito Man. You're the only taco truck on Friday. So
really?
Yep.
Wow. I thought one of the other ones was going to be there, Big Pete's or
nope.
He's going to be there on Sunday.
Yep.
Oh, on Sunday. Yeah. Okay. So and I just want everybody to know, June is the only month that I'm going to be on the food truck, that we're going to be out there making petitos, because then I'm off for a while. And so June is the month to come out and come to this event, because we'll have plenty of petitos for sale.
Yes.
So, and tell us who else is going to be there in the food trucks.
Yeah, so we'll have Myrna's. She's actually a small business inside the marketplace, and she has a beautiful food truck. So we want to congratulate her on her food truck and showcase her food truck for this event. We have Fork in Nigeria that's going to be coming. We also have the Lemonade Lady. I'm H&D, and
Detroit Lemon Squeeze, or
nope. Sweet Treats. Sweet
Treats, Fat Mats
Barbecue. Yep.
Cobb King
will be out there Saturday. Yep.
Yes, he will be there Saturday.
Yep. We're trying to think we've had such a week of thinking about food trucks. So, but we will have, what we love about Friday is that we are going to make sure that every food truck's there is a different taste of all kinds. So you'll be the only taco truck. We have Fork in Nigeria. We have one barbecue. So we're really trying to make sure that everyone can kind of taste a little bit of everything on that Friday evening.
Nice. Well, I think this really goes in line with what you do, Keisha, because economic development is, at the forefront of this event, even though that's not what it's saying.
Definitely.
But, one of the things I'm an advocate for is actually the food truck business, because I'm obviously in it. I've seen, sometimes how expensive it can be for the food truck owner. and there's a lot of paperwork that's involved, believe it or not, through the Saginaw Health Department,
Mhm.
and
Yes.
they've been really on us a lot lately this year. But I want to stress how important it is for economic development, because like when we throw the annual Cinco de Mayo, we have 10 food trucks out there. They make a killing, and this gives them the opportunity to kind of get ahead of the
Mhm.
game,
Yes,
because when you got
definitely.
an event like Shop Sensational Saginaw, this is when the people really come out, as opposed to their daily grind sometimes, where people may not know about it or whatever. But so I'm really an advocate for this, because I think it's really important for uh, the food truck business owners to be able to make a good profit
Mhm.
at these
Definitely.
types of events. So is that what you
Definitely.
guys kind of were thinking about when you seen this, or did it just
Yeah.
kind of fall in your lap in regards to food trucks?
Well, we wanted to do something to highlight the small businesses
Yes.
and give the food trucks that opportunity. In our daily day walk, we work directly with small businesses,
Mhm.
and we felt as though it was our responsibility to give them that opportunity. So that's what our goal was in the first year.
Mhm.
And so we got such a great response. We brought it back this year. And so we're just looking for the community to come out and support and have a good time and have a great experience. So it's just going to be fun, fun, fun.
Well, I know that I participated in an event at the SVRC on Atwater. My food truck was there. Not last year during the Memorial Cup. It was like before that. There was another event,
The
wasn't
Small
there?
Business Expo?
I think that was
Yeah,
that
and I
was
was
that was
there,
Miss Keisha.
and I locked my keys. I lost a customer picked up my
Yes.
keys.
Oh.
Do you remember?
I
I couldn't
remember.
move the food truck.
Oh no.
It had my full house keys, everything on there. I couldn't believe it. And thank God I had a cousin who actually, I had given her my car keys in advance when I bought the truck, because I said, hang on to these,
Mhm.
because if
You
this
never know.
ever happens, and it happened. But so yeah, that's really cool that it's nice to be down there on Atwater by the river, and those downtown areas. Just it's a nice area to be on that day, where people are just walking all around and shopping, and they can get go to the different food trucks, but also the merch vendors. Tell me about that.
So we all have retail and merch vendors on Saturday and Sunday. So Saturday is going to be a different vibe. We want to make sure that we change that up a little bit. So Saturday we're going to have Sultry Salsa there. He's going to be doing salsa lessons, 15-minute increment salsa lessons. So we encourage anybody to come out, get out of that comfort zone, and then we'll of course have shopping with some of the small businesses. So we have a variety of small businesses that are going to be coming and joining us on Saturday and Sunday. And then that Saturday is more of a Latin night. So we're going to have a couple more taco trucks, but taco food vendors, but you guys are all going to have different tacos, which I think is pretty neat. So our retail vendors that we have, I mean, they vary. We have some that are going to be selling. We have Heavenly Cakes that is going to be coming. She does amazing cakes. If you've never had her cakes, they're heavenly. So we have Purses and More that's going to be coming. Latamia's Hat Boutique will be selling rodeo hats and fans. So we have a really good variety of we even have stuff for kids too. So Sunday is our family focus. It's community cruising. So we'll have retail vendors that are just going to be having a variety of things for everybody to be able to shop at.
Okay. And how does CMU play into this?
Well, CMURC, Courtney Garrett is the director there, and she works directly with entrepreneurs as well. And so she presents that ecosystem for small businesses. Like I said, that if you needed a space or you need a business address or something of that nature, she can help provide you with that. And so since I was there and had a office there, we developed a relationship and a networking opportunity, and so we decided to collaborate amongst the three of us. That's how the collaboration started. We would all see each other over at the market.
So your office is actually at the SVRC now?
No, so I'm still located in City Hall, but right now we're in the Morley building, which is located at One Tuscola,
because of all that construction going on.
Because we have all that construction going on at City Hall.
Yeah.
And so I don't have an office anymore in CMURC. I probably will go back after we go back to City Hall, but because it was so close, there was some decisions that came down. So, but I was there for about maybe 3 years.
Yeah.
I had an office in CMURC, and so the three of us worked very closely together, and so that's how the collaboration began. And we thought that it would be a great idea to collaborate and put our minds together, the leadership between the two of us, and bring this awesome event to the community.
Well, that's awesome. That and and I think that people don't sometimes understand the work that's involved and the planning. It can be exhausting.
Yes, it can be.
Definitely.
You know this. You know
Yes,
this
yes.
firsthand.
And so one of the things that I'm planning right now is the fourth annual Saginaw Taco Fest,
Okay.
and that's going to be happening in September when I get back.
When you get back,
Yeah.
we'll be all
So,
refreshed.
if I get back, si Dios quiere. That means if God
No,
willing.
yes, you
But I don't know if I'll be able to get back into the country. But anyways, I wanted to tell you, you've got somebody on here who's watching from San Diego, California,
Oh, hello.
who is a native Saginaw, and his name's David Guevara, and he's going to be here in June for the 28th for a family reunion. But that's awesome. David, welcome to Me Gente on Air, and thank you for being here.
Yes.
And this is your old town, and we're doing stuff, David.
Yes,
We're
we
doing
are.
stuff. So
Yes, we are.
that's awesome that he's on here from
I
California.
love that.
Awesome.
Yeah. So and how has the response been so far for Shop Sensational?
It's been amazing. I think one of the things too that we always talk about, just like you said, it can be exhausting and tiring to put all of this together and get all of the pieces of the puzzle. And then when we see the community come out and we hear the laughter, we see the smiles, it just makes everything so worth it. And I'm a big promoter. You'll hear me say it anytime I'm ever on a live or commercials. We need the community support. We can do all of the things. We can have all the pieces of the puzzle put together, but really the community is what keeps these businesses' dreams alive, which keeps our free community events going.
Mhm.
So we just need the community to show up. That's what we really need. There's so much happening on Riverfront Saginaw, and we're just so happy to be a part of that. There's a lot going on. We have Jazz on Jefferson, that's June 4th. YMCA is also doing an event June 6th and June 7th. So stop at each and every one. Don't just stop at one. Ours goes into the late evening, so maybe you want to stop at the other ones before. There's the downtown art show that's going to be happening downtown. So stop at those and then come and end the night with us.
Now, is that downtown or in Old Town? Isn't that
That's Old Town? Yep,
Yeah.
Old Town. The art show.
And
Yep.
Jazz on Jefferson is actually this Wednesday.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so that's before your event.
Yeah.
But I'm a big proponent of that as well because I'm on that board with the Castle Museum, and they're the ones putting that on
Yes.
for a number of years. They're coming back. They didn't have it last year, but they're coming
Yeah.
back this year. I guess there was a lot of construction last year, and so they held it off. But we're going to talk more with Rachel Caudley and Keisha Smith when we return to Mi Gente on Air. No te vayas. Well, thanks for joining us. We're now in the live stream right now, just while WSGW plays commercials. And so, if you've got a concern or you got a question, please put it in the room so we can read it and we can address it. There is, so many times I hear where they say, well, there's nothing to do in Saginaw or what have you. But you know what? We got a lot going on, especially this first week where I think is officially summer.
Yeah.
And like we mentioned, there's those different events. And so come on out and support the Shop Sensation on Saginaw that's put on by SVRC, SEDC, CMU,
RC.
RC. How is any kind of announcer talk show host
I
supposed to
know.
remember all
those
that?
acronyms are
Yeah.
something else.
Yeah, but that's pretty awesome, and there's going to be live entertainment, and also I just want to encourage my listeners out there and anybody who, if you could spread the word, tell people to come on out because it's going to be a 3-day event, and I think we need more of this happening in downtown. And we'll have some information there also in regard to the Saginaw Taco Fest, which is happening in September. So we need to collaborate together, even
Definitely.
with the Unión Cívica Mexicana, right?
Yes, definitely. Let's make that happen.
You
Yeah,
should
so-
have you should switch your Saginaw taco to the marketplace.
Yeah,
That would be fun.
So,
Under our pavilion.
We'll come back out of commercial here, get back into the show, and talk more with these lovely ladies about Shop Sensational Saginaw.
This is Mi Gente on Air on WSGW.
Welcome back. Welcome back to Mi Gente on Air. Thank you for being with me here today. We are in the dead heat of summer. I say that because it was like 85 degrees and it was muggy. Wasn't that nice today?
Yes.
And I hope that this weekend is going to be beautiful so that the Shop Sensational event will have good weather. We had Cinco de Mayo earlier in May. If you recall, we had our big parade and it was cold.
Yes.
It was cold this year. It was like 45, 50 degrees and it was cloudy. But the beautiful thing about it was Saginaw still came out and we had a great crowd. And I hope that all the events like Shop Sensational Saginaw will be supported because as I was saying in the live stream during commercial, I said, people say that there isn't anything to do in Saginaw and there's a lot going on. There's a lot to have an entity like SVRC that is putting up on this type of event, but not only this event, but they have all the different great shops, every week, Wednesday through Friday, right?
Wednesday through Saturday. Yep.
And Saturday,
Yep.
okay.
Yep.
And one of them is my good friend James Garza with Cobb King, who, is an entrepreneur who started, with a hood grill that, was grilling his corn.
Yeah, elotes.
And he started at the Cinco de Mayo event on the island so many years ago. And look at what he's doing now. He's actually having an elote fest in Lansing, Michigan on June 19th.
Yes.
All right.
So isn't that amazing
That's
that,
awesome.
a Saginaw business is going to kind of headline that event with, it's called an elote festival. So, elotes are the corn that he makes. And so that's pretty awesome, James. Good job. And, Big Pete's is going to be out there on Saturday at the Shop Sensational Saginaw. Those are my cohorts in terms of the Mexican food trucks. And is there going to be any other ones that we know of?
Yeah, so we have Cousins Lobster that's going to be joining us. If you guys have not heard of Cousins Lobster, they are nationally known. So we are very excited to be welcoming them on Sunday. They will be joining us on Sunday as well. We have LLC Food Trailer. They were actually just at the marketplace for their first time. They offer smash burgers, flatbreads, and they had a really successful first day that they came to the marketplace. So we'll be welcoming them as well. Trying to think about. I feel like there's so many.
MH&D that will be there on Friday.
Flavors Caribbean cuisine. So they have their own brick and mortar in Frankenmuth, and they offer Caribbean eats and absolutely delicious. So they're going to be there all 3 days as well.
Wow, that's awesome. You got a good variety.
We do, yeah. Yeah, really good global flavors to try.
So Keisha, when you look at Saginaw, and I understand that with the medical business that's going to be happening, and they're building a new complex. Are you guys preparing for that? Because that's going to happen within the next couple of years, correct? Is it supposed to be finished in 2027?
I believe that's the forecasted date for 2027. But when in construction, things often change very much. But we are looking forward to that new facility coming to the city of Saginaw in our downtown area. And so SCDC will be available for those small businesses who are looking to open up a business in the area or looking to expand or need that additional piece of equipment. So we're always there and available. Our program runs year round. And so we are just excited about the Medical Diamond, as well as excited about the opportunity to bring more economic development to the area.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a game changer. And I don't know if the full impact, will happen right away. But I think that it's going to be a real opportunity for any entrepreneurials minds that want to start a business. And I know that once that opens and all, we're definitely going to need more food downtown, right?
And parking, yes. Yes, food for sure, yes.
Yeah. So, because I know like Valerie's downtown is there. That's my cousin.
That's my girl, Juliana.
Yeah. So we need more like that. I love the small cafes, especially in the old buildings. What was that one that was down there that closed, but they're thinking of
Savoy.
I love going in there because they had the great pictures on the walls, and then they had the bar on the left side that actually my mother said that she went to as a young girl, young woman. Yeah. And so, I mean, there was a lot of history there, and as I referred back to in the 60s when, I saw downtown thriving the way it was, you just feel nostalgic and you sometimes want that back, and
Yes.
I don't know if we'll ever see that back, but
We will. We will. Yeah,
we're
we
getting
will.
to the
Yes.
point where we're hoping for the old vibe of the malls to come back, because that's gone too, right? So, like, what do you call, Rachel, the SVRC being a hub of all these different businesses? What do you call that? Like, it's not an incubator. What is that?
So we are actually, so our mission is incubator business space is what it is. Yeah. And I'm glad that you brought that up, because one of the things I get a lot is, why are there empty spaces? Why did businesses leave? That's what they're intended to do. Hopefully our mission is for them to leave and get their own brick and mortar for growth.
Mhm.
That's what we always talk about. And then some businesses have the opportunity just to realize and say, you know what, small business just isn't for me. But that's also growth. So we just like to say that anyone who comes in there, tries a business or is successful with a business, we see growth in them. When somebody leaves, it gives the opportunity for somebody else to come in, meet with Keisha, meet with CMURC, and start another small business.
Well, I do want to tell my listeners, one of the businesses that you'll find at the SVRC is the old historic El Farolito business. Tony Garza, Betty Garza, and they got assistance through SEDC.
They sure did.
And you didn't know I knew all this, right? But I am knowledgeable. No, just kidding. No, the reason I know is because they also ran advertisement in Mi Gente magazine through the SEDC program of that is in place to help an entrepreneurial business like that. And they were coming back from being closed. If you remember, they had the Old Town restaurant,
and I remember going there when I was little with my grandma and my mom and dad. Yeah,
and
so it was great to have them.
And they're still there at SVRC after how many years now? At least 5, 6.
Yep, they're on year 5.
Because I know they went through 7. COVID.
Yeah,
sure did.
There through that time period, because this was the collaboration I had with them was before COVID, so I know that that's the case. But it's important that we support each other, and El Farolito has really been a staple in Saginaw for so many years.
Yes.
Many of the Mexican community would go to the one on Washington there across from the Gray Iron plant throughout the week, but also on the weekends, because there would be dances at the Union Civica Mexicana, and then everybody would go to the restaurant, and we'd be there till 2 a.m. So, and that was Tony's mom and dad.
Yes, yes.
Candelaria, and I'm trying to think of his dad. I can't remember. I think he was Tony Sr. But great family entrepreneurs that have been around for a long time.
Yes, awesome.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and is there any thing else that you want to talk about in regards to Shop Sensational Saginaw? Because we're actually only 10 minutes in the show left.
Oh, wow.
After a whole hour. It didn't go fast.
I do want to let people know too that the marketplace will be open, so you still have the opportunity to support those small businesses that are inside. The marketplace will be open till 7 p.m. on Friday and Saturday, so you can go inside, shop inside, and then come out and enjoy our event. Sunday the marketplace will be closed, but we have a lot of really great small businesses inside too, so please come on in and support them. As far as Shop Sensational, I mean, we're excited. We're just ready to bring such a live hype thing to
Vibe.
Yes, like we're really, really excited. And again, it's just the community support that we need. When you guys come in to enter, we're going to have like a little table. So we ask that everyone come through the table. We'll have signage to kind of guide people, but we have Shop Sensational bags. And we got to do a quick shout out to our premier sponsors, Franklin with Credit Union, Huntington Bank. Without their huge sponsorship, we would not have been able to do everything that we wanted to do. We also had SEIU that sponsored us. Saginaw Soul is going to be there. The basketball team, they're going to be there on Sunday with a dunk tank. So you have the opportunity to dunk people.
We go put Keisha in the dunk tank.
She's the first one.
No. Well, you know what? Do you see, Rachel, that when you do have, say, like a food truck event where food trucks can participate, that you do draw more people to the SVRC?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And even on non community event days, food trucks are always welcome at the marketplace. We are a small business hub, so if you're a food truck and you want to come, pop up for the day at the marketplace, the first time I always offer it at no charge, as long as you bring your own generator. I want them to have that experience and get that Saginaw feel and that community feel. And then it's simply $50 for you to join us for a day. So food trucks are always welcome, but yes, food trucks are a huge hit. They draw a lot of different people, successful ones like yourselves. I mean, if we say, Mr. Petito is going to be there, people are like, oh, I'll be there just because of the name. So congratulations to you for creating that.
Thank you. Did you see the promo I put out with my face on there in the food truck?
Not yet.
I hope you don't get mad. No,
No, I love it. Let's see it.
Yeah, because I think that, people sometimes want to see, like when a business is going to participate, they want to see that, their promo. But I did also want to say that, this is the actual promo I did.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, everybody look.
I love that. That looks great.
Can you see me?
Good
job. There's the camera. Why am I? Yeah. Well, like I said, I've been doing this for 3 years now. This is my third summer doing Mr. Petito Man. We started at the Union Civica Mexicana. That is our commissary for our, we cook everything there, and then we serve off the truck. We don't actually cook on the truck. We serve off the truck. And it's been really an enlightening experience for me as a business owner and all. And you can see it on the screen as well. I think
I love that. That's awesome.
Anybody who is out there who has any culinary aspirations and wants to try a food truck business, feel free to give me a call. I can give you so many tips. I have a lot of knowledge on it, especially locally here in Saginaw. And I just see the phenomena that is happening in cities like Pontiac as well as Detroit, Metro Detroit. And I'm so glad that Saginaw got on the bandwagon of it, because 5 years ago, COVID kind of brought on the food truck phenomenon. And at that time, Saginaw was still eating hard shell tacos. They weren't eating the authentic tacos that we have, that the food trucks are producing now. And so there's been a real shift, believe it or not. I still get customers that come in and say, do you have hard shell tacos? Because that's still their preference. But so many more are looking for that authentic taco food that has cilantro and onions and carne asada. And I think Cobb King is going to be having the carne asada tacos Saturday, which is something that he's getting into now outside of the corn and the cob and the elote. So, there's just really been a phenomena with food trucks and on. It's funny because I just mentioned Pontiac, Michigan, and there's another person on here watching from Pontiac, Michigan, Sean Diaz.
Hello.
Okay, where's all my Saginaw people? No, but isn't it something that, it's really something I wanted to bring to the attention and say, because Saginaw, we have the Taco Fest. We have this Shop Sensational Saginaw. I think there's a few other ones that are happening, but Saginaw is doing it right because they're not charging an arm and a leg to be participating in these food truck events. And I say that from experience because I know what they're charging down in Detroit, at the Eastern Market or the Royal Oak Taco Fest. And that's why I did the Saginaw Taco Fest in Saginaw, because I was really upset at what they were charging the food truck vendors. It's enough just to be paying for the food that you got to cook, and then pay this phenomenal fee that can exceed over $500 just to participate in one of their events. So I'm an advocate of it. I'm saying, so I say thank you, Rachel. And Keisha, that you're, you're minimal. I know you got to make it, you have to charge for the event, but it's not, outrageous like some of those other events. So
our events, we just want to offer the opportunity. We want to offer the opportunity to the community, to the food trucks, to the vendors, and have the opportunity to bring exposure to them on that sort of platform, just to get them the experience and let them know that there's great opportunity out there. So
and like I said, that's why I'm an advocate for it, because although I didn't sign up right away, and that's why they call me Last Minute Larry. That's what Toyo Rosas calls me from TNT, Last Minute Larry. I wanted to support this because I know, that it produces economic development in our community.
Yes.
And that's one of the things, like when the Union Civica Mexicana throws the big event of Cinco de Mayo, we're trying to raise money for this nonprofit organization that's been around for 80 years. Believe it or not, we're celebrating our 80th year this year. But also, we want to help our fellow food truck entrepreneurs to get ahead, to make that money, and they do extremely well for
Yes.
Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah,
I mean,
good.
they really do. And
Yeah.
so I would venture to say, because I know we had the Mr. Petito Man truck out there, and it was for the Union Civica. We had all the girls come in and work, and so the profit that was going on that day was going to the Union Civica Mexicana. We did close to $4,000.
Oh, that's
wow,
great.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
And we were one of 10 trucks. So if you look at each of those trucks, I mean, that's probably 50,000 that is made for
Yeah.
the food truck
That's
business.
amazing.
That's
So I
Yeah.
mean, that's why that's part of the reason why we do it, to help and assist, to give them that jump as they start the new season. Because the season this year. May was terrible. The weather was terrible for us to get out there as food trucks.
Mm-hmm.
It was cold and rainy a lot. It was like April weather.
Yes.
But actually, the season can run all the way into October, November.
Yeah.
So that's really awesome. But is there anything else about Shop Sensational that you want to bring up that we haven't touched on so far?
Anything you want to say, Keish?
I just want to say that again, the Shop Sensational Saginaw is taking place June 6th, 7th, and 8th on a nightly basis. We are have theme night, Boots, Eats, and Beats, and then Saturday is salsa shopping, and then Sunday is our community cruising, and we'll have more shopping and more food trucks. So just come on out and enjoy the festivities and make it a great weekend. And also, we have the Great Mural Project that's going to
Yes.
be with us on Saturday.
Yeah.
That will be doing some painting there.
Oh, that's right. I saw that.
Right behind, right off the water, right behind the marketplace.
Right there on the walkway up where they
Yes.
have the seating for on the waterfront. So you could come out and enjoy some painting and do a little creativity there, and then come on over and join the fun.
Yeah, that's a great project. I mean, I love to see the art murals that are going up in Saginaw.
Yes.
It makes it really interesting for any town when you got
Mhm.
artwork and murals, and it's really nice what they've done, in the last 5 years since COVID, actually. But David Gavai, he says, "How about fish tacos?" Well, I don't know about fish tacos.
Oh, I love fish tacos.
We're not by any sea. we have fresh water. But he also says on here, boy, he's saying a lot. I want to read it because he says that he remembers Old Town what area is considered Old Town Saginaw? I just remember downtown. Boy, no. Old Town is actually where Saginaw started.
Mhm.
There used to be a fort there in Old Town, and it was where the old Fordney Hotel, maybe that will ring a bell. The Fordney Hotel, before it burned, David, is where Old Town is today, and that is where there's many of the different restaurants and bars in the area of Old Town, and so that may ring a bell for you. But Old Town's a great area. That's where I'm from. That's where my business actually is. And you will see the Mr. Petito Man food truck there in Old Town as well, on any given day in the month of June. Only in June. And so the ladies are laughing here, and that's a secret, right? But yeah, so anytime that there is downtown events, I applaud whoever's putting those on, because I know the Great Mural Project put on one when they did that big mural on Federal.
Oh, that the biggest one, like the second.
Yeah, the one that says "Mama" on it or something.
Oh yeah,
those ones are
on the
on. Yep, those
the
ones are.
Bancroft building.
Yeah, I think Jamie recruited me, and we actually had our food truck down there, and it was a really nice event, So and I'm all for the Joe Credit Union Event Park. I love that down there, that we actually have the ability to have events there as well, because it's contained, and they got great bathrooms there, and it's it's expensive, but I can say that from our work with them with the Cinco de Mayo. But we need to keep pushing and supporting Saginaw as a city, and I've always born and raised here, went to Bridgeport High School, but Saginaw's home. And like I said, if you're negative and you say there's nothing to do in Saginaw, you need to look in the mirror and say positive. I need to be positive. I need to look at the events that are happening.
Yes.
And SVRC is at that forefront of putting on these types of events, as well as SEDC, and providing opportunity for businesses, small businesses. And so CMU, I'm not familiar too much with what they're doing, but just if you could just give me a synopsis of what they're actually doing down there as CMU RC.
Yeah.
See,
We'll take you on a tour when you come.
Yeah.
You have to see it. It's beautiful.
CMURC is a small business incubator located inside of the SVRC marketplace.
Incubator.
Yeah.
Okay.
Inside of the SVRC marketplace, and they're located on the second floor. And you can get 24-hour access with your membership. You can rent a space if you're looking for a space like a desk or in a small office, or you're looking to get a business address for your business that could actually qualify you for funding. CMURC, they offer those services as well as they have like collaboration rooms where you can use for meetings or a staff meeting or something of that nature. So they're the small business incubator there inside of the SVRC. So some of those small businesses that are located downstairs, like Delicious Sweets, for example, they'll have an office space upstairs inside of the CMURC. With, like I said, key fob 24/7 access, as well as they have free printing, free coffee. And so the facility is awesome. I think it's a beautiful facility.
I'm glad I brought it up because I wasn't familiar with that, and I am a journalist and I'm in the biz. So they need to get in contact with me, right?
Yeah.
But ladies, thank you so much. Today went so fast. The show is 50 minutes long, and look at how fast that went.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for being with us. And everybody, please support this weekend, June 6th through the 8th, Shop Sensational Saginaw. We'll see you again here next week on Mi Gente on Air. So there you have it, Saginaw. Thanks for being with us again, and thanks for those of you from out of town who are leaving these comments on here, and the ladies here. I'm glad that we had this opportunity. I talked with Rachel this morning. It was very early. I think it was like 9 o'clock. I was trying to help one of my tenants put their water on at the Saginaw Water Department. And I said, Rachel, let me call you back because this lady's just watching me and waiting for me to pay. So I get that time frame to put the water on, So, but, and then I didn't hear from you all day. And you didn't hear from me. I was running around crazy.
Yeah, I
trying
know.
to do all types of. I was actually filling out the special event form down over at the Saginaw. You know that process, right? So I'm like, man, I want just a day where I don't have to do anything. And that's what I'm looking forward to in July and August.
Jealous, yes. Please enjoy it, soak it in.
Yeah. So everybody, thanks for being with us again. And those of you who, like I said, Sean Diaz, David Guevara on here. Thanks for just being with us and tuning in to Saginaw and Mi Gente on Air, because you got your own thing going on there in San Diego, David. I hear what's going on over there. But anyways, thanks everybody for being with us, and we'll see you next week on Mi Gente on Air.